And there were some performances tonight, and we'll get into this, but there were some performances tonight that I feel like if it was another song, and it's going to be, and how about this? It's going to be another song.
Yes.
Because most of these people got through. In fact, all of these people got through that I'm referring to. So I'm waiting to be blown away. Hello. Welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We're your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we are passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our take and our feedback on each contestant. We'll give you our feedback on their voice and overall performance. I don't know what that was. Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we will always keep it 100 with our feedback and critique of each contestant. What we will never do is come for any contestant as a human being or anyone's character. Although, at times, we do come off a little batchy at times. Ooh, I had to go off there. We will always do our best to speak our truths with love, kindness, and respect, as Aretha Franklin so eloquently put it.
What'd she say?
And with that, she said RESPECT.
I know that's right.
Which is probably the way a lot of us learned how to spell the words when we were young.
1000%.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with night 3 of the blinds for season 27. Stephanie, I want to start this podcast by reading to the pitchies a text that I received from you last night. Now, I was in rehearsal, so I didn't get it until a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
But I did push through you all to actually stay up and watch it last night. I said,
you did?
I did. I had to. I didn't feel like getting up early this morning.
Okay.
And I'm going to work from home today because you know what? We are real people with real lives.
No, that's right.
So I just want to read this because Stephanie, I don't think, has ever texted me. Stephanie texted me, unless you want to read it.
No, go ahead.
She said, "This is the best blind episode in a while. Period. No lie. Period.
No lie. No cap.
My head is still scratching a few on some. And you know what? I just need to talk this out. I know I've learned, you all, to never go against Stephanie's ear. Okay?
Let me make an addendum. Not an addendum.
Okay.
Let me clarify.
I'm with you.
And to our Patreons, for those of you who are new here, we are on Patreon. I sent a message to our Patreons because I wanted to talk about the show. Mm-hmm. And just quickly, I told them that for me, this was a wonderful blind episode, not only in vocal, but also in personality. If the people did not give me the complete full vocal that I wanted, their presence, their spirit, who they are, made the audition incredible. No matter whether it lived up to my vocal expectations, their audition and the potential that they showed made me believe that in rounds to come, these people, I'm going to love them as people. And I think that their vocal is going to shine maybe even a little bit better than they did last night.
Beautiful caveat. Beautiful caveat.
Caveat. That's the word I was looking for. Yes.
Yeah. So I agree with you 100%. Now, Stephanie and I often talk about, you all, song choice. And there were some performances tonight, and we'll get into this, but there were some performances tonight that I feel like if it was another song, and it's going to be, and how about this? It's going to be another song.
Yes.
Because most of these people got through. In fact, all of these people got through that I'm referring to. So I'm waiting to be blown away. Like, I'm waiting to be like some of the best performances we've seen on this show. Because if my ears, and I know 70's ears don't deceive her, but if my ears don't deceive me, then I was like, yo, wrong song, but yo.
1000%.
But you know, Stephanie and I are always there when it comes to stuff like this. Okay. All right. So we got a lot to get down to. So, Stephanie, let's jump in and get to business.
Okay.
Who got first?
First up, we had Divighn, 33 years old from Gardena, California, and he sang "I Got You, I Feel Good" by you know who, James Brown.
I feel good. I knew that I would. Was so good, cause I got you. Yeah!
That's how it's going. Come on. Jump back and kiss myself. All right. First of all, this is a wonderful audition piece. Like if you are trying out, like you have a band, and like you're a wedding singer or an event singer or some type of pop singer, I think every band, Stephanie, needs to have this song in their repertoire.
Yes.
Because if you can do it, of course, because it's one of those songs that everybody knows and people get up and dance to. You can't help yourself. And I just think that, well, first of all, I love the intro with the band and that
Yes.
vocal walk up holler thing that he did in the very beginning. Like he had us right away. And you can tell the band was like, okay, we get to play some James Brown. We about to go in.
Right.
I said, finally, I said, here we go. I said, we have an entertainer who can sing his face off. And I loved, and I'll get to this in a few minutes. I was like, okay, the coaches are saying exactly what I was thinking. I said, the stage just lit up with this young man. I said, the band is killing. That last so good melodic thing that he did at the end, he like kind of minored it. I was like, oh, that was crazy. How did you hear that? I said, this dude has a smile that will just make any depressed person have joy.
I know that's right.
I believe if they would have seen him, he would have probably gotten a four chair turn.
Yes.
I love that Michael said, and I wrote this, I said, I love that Michael said what I was thinking. I love that Kelsey heard a performer rather than saw a performer.
Yeah.
She said, I heard the performer in you.
Yeah.
Without even turning around. And that, for all of you aspiring, thank you, singers out there, listen to that note. People shouldn't even be able to have to look at you and know that you're not a performer. Okay. And that's what you want to be. Some people are singers, some people are performers, some people are both, right? And I think that he is both. I said that, in my opinion, says a ton about this performance tonight. Very strong start. I'm looking forward to the performances and the great vocals going forward. Stephanie.
Absolutely. I agree with almost everything you said, other than the fact that this is a good audition song, because it's not. Because for all the reasons that you said, as a single artist, this is not a good audition song. Because the band is the band. If you're a part of a band, then that's fine. But if you're a solo artist who people can't,
more for a band, right?
Yeah. Who people can't see you.
Right.
This is not a great audition song for a blind audition, because part of the performance and part of the audition for this kind of song is the performance, and they can't see you. Correct. So they are assuming, as Kelsey did, that this person is not just standing still singing the song. Vocally, there's a lot going on with the song that makes it a good audition song. But in order to execute your vocal and perform at the same time at the energy level that you need to is a whole other skill outside of just singing, which Divighn has. So for him, it worked out well. For all y'all, it won't. Don't do this. All y'all can't do this. Okay. Divighn could do this. All y'all can't do this. So what I heard in his throat, obviously I heard R&B influences. Yeah. I also heard a pop sound.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I heard a contemporary Christian sound, like a Taryn Wells type voice. Yeah. I heard range. This song is rangy. You get falsetto, you get tenor, you get showman. Now,
This song also is not a singy song. James
it's
Brown
not.
was
This
not
is
a singy singer, right?
it's a
He was an
screamy song.
entertainer, right?
Exactly.
And I felt like he brought a little bit more singing to it.
I do too. I think that there were some moments where every note didn't hit, but that's because he's performing as well. So I think in rounds down the line, he'll be able to show the true display of the control that he has over his voice. He said that he likes old school R&B to 2000s R&B. So I'm looking forward to Divighn. I'm putting my yes, I'm putting my wish list out right in front. I would like to hear some Usher. I would like to hear some Chris Breezy. I would like to hear some Neo. Maybe throw in some Boys to Men. You can do that as a solo artist. Have the BGVs do some. I don't want to hear Marvin Gaye. I want to hear. Stephanie wants to hear my sector of male R&B.
But he said he likes the old school. But Marvin Gaye's kind of hallowed ground. So yeah.
Please and thank you.
I want to hear. Yeah, I want to hear some Marvin Gaye. Okay, so who did Divighn go with?
So Michael and Kelsey turned. Miss Kelsey got that little seat bop going on. This is her little seat bop, and I am fully with it. I love it. So
Kelsey's one of those like she's like Taylor. She's like Taylor Swift.
Oh, she is. Yes. Yes.
Every song out there. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Love it. She's a fan.
She is a fan of music, and I love that. I love seeing her bopping in her seat. In the end, Divighn chose to go with Michael.
Good pickup. Michael's going to really concentrate on the vocal because Divighn obviously has got the performance thing there, and he's a very strong vocalist. So I think Michael is going to probably, if I know Michael, he might scale it back a few times to really bring out Divighn's voice because he's got a really good voice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. This next one, I cannot wait to break this one down. This is the one where I'm still scratching my head a bit. But I had a feeling we were going to really talk about this one. So, we have a new Jacqueline.
Yes, we do.
We have a new Jacqueline on the scene, and woo, did she make an impression? Jacqueline George from Franklin, Tennessee. Before we go into what she's singing, Jacqueline has a pedigree, right? She was like, my father's a singer, a jazz artist. My mother's an opera singer. My brother was in a boy band. I never heard of that band, but
I feel like I did. Okay. I just couldn't place any of the songs.
There was some band that came out in that late 90s, early 2000s range, so they were like kind of like popping them out. No pun intended. But Jacqueline, this is the go big or go home season, okay? So when did Jacqueline audition with Stephanie? I'm not laughing. I'm just laughing because I'm just like the gall of these folks. Like, you gotta have some serious
guts
to sing some of these songs in your opening audition, Stephanie.
Yes. So she offered to us,
Woo!
I Have Nothing by Whitney. Now, James, you already know what my face did when they said that.
You said, "Uh-oh." The gall, right?
I said, "Oh." And I was like, how am I going to be able to listen to this after the Aaliyah offering from last season? That was truly my first thought. Like, this is not, how is this going to compare?
Y'all, let me just tell you really quick story. When I was young, my mom did not know I could sing because I was going through puberty. I was doing all this screaming, and Mariah Carey had just come out, so I was imitating her, so I still had the high voice. Anyway, I get in the choir. I didn't join choir until like my sophomore year of high school. My teacher gives me a solo, and my mom still was like, and my mom turned to my brother and my sister. I think my father was on a business trip and said, surely this woman is a professional. Surely she would not give this boy a song to embarrass himself in front of this crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Now the rest is history. So that was my first thought. I went to my mother's thought, said, surely somebody said, you don't come on The Voice and audition with arguably the most difficult Whitney Houston song. Arguably.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably. So here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So I got a little scared because I was not sure about that opening little run that she did. She did a little opening. I don't know if it was a riff or a run or whatever. I said, but good attempt. And then I wrote
Right.
dot. I wrote, I don't know.
Right.
Dot. But then I was like, well, wait a minute. This is actually a very exciting voice.
It is.
I said, I just don't know if I would have picked this song. I love her tone. I love her vibrato. I also love her attack, right? I said, I just don't know if this was the appropriate song for the audition, but it was a go big or go home situation.
Right.
I see why John and Adam turned.
Yeah.
Right? I also see why the others didn't.
Yes. Yeah.
That run at the end, she did this run at the end. I said, Jacqueline, I'm bleeding out. I wrote that. I said, I'm bleeding out. I said, that was a stealthy assassin run that you did at that song. I said, well, wait a minute. Wait, did I just hear her do what I think she did? I said, wait. And then I wrote Stephanie, I said, wait until Jacqueline sings other things on the show. I said, this is a scary voice.
Yes, it is.
Scary.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Scary. I said, wrong song, scary voice. I said, there you have it. I said, for me, she's at the top. I said, you can do so much with that voice. Did y'all hear it? It was a voice that you've never heard before. And maybe that's why I just was like, I can't. I'm trying to figure out what Jacqueline's doing here. I see what she is attempting, but with such a unique sounding voice, I just don't know if the Whitney is the right voice because you, in my opinion, you can't really have, and this is in my opinion, you can't really have a unique sounding tone that Jacqueline has for a song like I Have Nothing.
Right.
That's a special voice which needs a little bit more cultivation. I said, y'all get ready. Get ready. I feel a hurricane is forming out in the ocean. Get ready. Get ready for this voice, y'all. That's all I'm going to say. Stephanie?
When the song first begins, it goes, dun, dun. Michael Bublé said, Whitney.
He said, Whitney.
He said, Whitney.
One of those songs you need to hear the first chord.
Yep.
And you're like, you know what it is.
You know it. So
any generation, you know what that is.
Yeah. So at the beginning, I thought she sounded a little bit nervous, kind of like you were saying. And then as I continued to listen, I was like, wait, this is not, there's something about this that I really like.
Yeah.
She has a diction about her voice, about her vocal, the way that she pronounces her words. There is a special, unique quality to the tone of her voice. There is like you said, an attack and an ambition. As the audition went further and further, I saw her getting her footing.
She ain't come to play.
She didn't, and I was like, oh no. Oh yes. Like, oh no. Like,
right.
She about to not be afraid on this stage. Right. She about to let y'all have it. And
go back. Did you listen? I didn't go back and put
of course. I always listen with my headphones on.
There were some things with this woman's voice. I'm just like, she could be a star.
When she modulated up into the chorus, I was like,
it was nothing.
I was like,
she modulated quickly, right?
no, she did. Yeah, it was a slightly different arrangement to get to what needed to be sung in order to
What needed to be sung.
no, in order to display herself within the song in the best light. They gave what needed to be given as far as arrangement went. Not everything landed, but the things that did, I was like, this child can sing.
Right? The run I'm talking about.
Yes, I was like, this child can sing, and she's got an ear, and she's got some confidence up under her when she is not bound by the nervousness of the blinds in the next round. She gonna let us have it. She gonna let us have it. And kudos to her for getting up there and singing "Ordinary People" with John Legend.
And that's when I was like, oh shit.
And that's when it all became clear.
She's gonna slay in these future rounds, y'all.
That's when it all became clear. Like, oh, okay. Sis ain't came to play with us. Sis ain't come to play. I don't think that she should have sang this Whitney. I don't think anybody should sing Whitney, especially for a blind audition. However, there are elements about that song that did display her voice well, and that did allow us to see the uniqueness and the power of her vocal. Dang.
Yeah. So, I mean, she sang "Ordinary People" with the author.
There we go. I think that it was really telling too who turned. Adam and John turned, and I consider them the two hardest people to please on the show. All around. I think
I have nothing.
Yeah, I think Bublé is very specific to his genre, but I think all around, John and Adam are the
toughest to please.
Toughest to please.
Yeah.
She did sing "Ordinary People." She did go with Team Legend.
Yeah, she sang the snot out of it too.
She sure did. She sure did.
Right. Jacqueline, we can't wait to see what you got for us.
Absolutely.
Okay, again, another one I cannot wait to discuss with you. And she threw her pen down. Okay,
I'll pick it back up.
Come on, gloves are off. Come on, South Jersey.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. All right, who we got, Steph?
Okay, so next up we have Tinika Wyatt. She's 50 young years of age, looking in immaculate, pushed.
As a friend of mine used to say back in college, she's just pushed.
Oh, gorgeous. San Diego, California, my favorite place in the world. Mm-hmm. And she sang "Sorry Not Sorry" by Demi Lovato.
Baby, I'm sorry, not sorry. Baby, I'm sorry, not sorry. Being so bad got me feeling so good. Showing you up like I knew that I would. Talk that talk, baby. Better walk that walk, baby.
Okay, so before I go into Tinika, I could just tell. I could tell with Jacqueline. I could tell with Tinika. I could just tell there's just an anointing over them. Okay, there just really, really is. And I get chills just thinking about this because an anointing is like the tangible part of God or whoever you believe in, like the feeling that you get when you hear something that is just so special, right? And just her and her family's whole be real, just like you could just tell, like the thing that, as Stephanie knows, always worries me was when, and I know this isn't them doing it, I know it's them setting it up when they start running down who they've done stuff with and blah blah blah, and I was like, and that wasn't taken away from her because again, there was just an aura about her that I just it was warm, it was inviting, I loved. So I didn't feel like there was any pretentiousness.
No.
I've sung with so-and-so, I've done this, I've done that. And that, again, that's not controlled by them. That's controlled by production.
Right.
So when Miss Tinika started to sing, and she continued to sing, this is what I wrote. I'm going to read you, because I was like, let me write this down so I don't forget it. I said, I quit. Are y'all serious? Whatever. I'm done. And I put, well, maybe the wrong song, ... I don't know. I said, somebody better turn for her. And then I can see, I watched on And I said, okay, all is right. All is good. I said, the voice is anointed, and just watch her shine. Coach's replay. Stephanie, that's all I want to say about Tinika, because like that was what I experienced. I just wanted to write what I experienced because I know, and you know, I'm talking to Stephanie, I know, and you pitches know what you heard. And it was, I don't know, like maybe wrong song choice. That's the only thing that I can see why nobody turned for her. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Stephanie, I want your take on this because I didn't understand.
So this just happened to be my watch with me. Now, for those of you who are not on Patreon with us, once during the show for $5, $5 per month, lots of content for $5 per month. I will choose a time that's convenient for me to sit at my computer and record myself watching an audition live. Just so happened it worked out that I picked Miss Tinika. So I'm sitting down, I'm watching, they're showing her family. And at first, they're talking about road trips. So I thought that it was the daughter in the back that was auditioning. And so when they showed her, I was like, oh, it's Miss Tinika. Oh, cool, whatever. Start talking about, their family, who she's done work with. And I was like, Cece Winans?
Gave me a CC vibe before she even said that.
I said, oh, you did backgrounds for Cece? You can sing, sis. I know you can sing. I know you can sing, sis. I know you can sing. This is a shoo-in. So blind audition starts, and I'm always writing stuff down for the show, so I'm writing down what the song is. And I'm like, it starts in, and I'm like, I know this. And then I'm like, this is Demi Lovato. Lovato, that's how I said. I said, this is Demi Lovato. Sorry, not sorry. I said, oh, this is the freaking setup. This is the setup. Why y'all allow her to sing this song? Why did y'all make her sing? She can choose this song. I'm going to say it straight. Miss Tinika, there are, songs are timeless and ageless to a point. This song is not. This is a young person's song. Somebody made her sing this song. Miss Tinika, you can tell me otherwise. If this particular song has something special, means something special to you, I am convinced that they made you sing this song because it did nothing for her voice. It did nothing. Like, she did her best performance-wise, vocally. She did everything she could do with this song. There's nothing to this song to promote her voice. When nobody was turning, I was like, what the F? What is going on? They cannot send her home. And it was around about time in the show where they might have could have sent somebody home based on how these shows are produced.
It was, they had us. They had us.
So when nobody turned, I was like, I can't believe. And I even said in my watch with me, they're not going to use the coach replay because it's too soon. But then she sang the song that she had written for her previous audition and saying something about Adam or whatever. And if the shock on my face, I'll have to send you the clip, James. The shock on my face when he hit that button in the coach replay happened. I was like, sit. Thank you, Jesus. See?
Holy Spirit moved.
What is for you is for you. What is for you is for you. She took her shot. She knew what her song had to say, and she knew that it might, I don't know if she knew about the coach replay, but it compelled Adam, who is going to be a great coach for her, to turn or to hit his button. Miss Tinika is through. Adam, you better choose some good songs for Miss Tinika. Don't be giving us none of this sorry, not sorry nonsense. I don't know what that was. She did her best with it. She was working it out. She was giving, but I was like, this is not it.
Y'all heard the voice. You know.
And that's another thing. Let me just say this real quick. I literally took no notes. I took no notes on her voice. No notes on her voice.
I was just complaining.
I was complaining the whole time. Exactly.
So they better not. Y'all really, like, seriously, I would turn this show off today.
Yep.
All right. But no, all is well in the world, as I wrote.
Yes, it is.
Miss
Yes, it
Tinika
is.
came through, and we cannot wait to see her shine.
Yes.
It's an anointed voice, and watch her shine.
Watch her shine.
Yes, Steph. That Tinika was a good one. That was a good one. I was a little worried. I thought I was going to have to quit the show in the blinds, and I'm like,
right.
Come on, voice, don't fail me now.
All right. They surprised me. They surprised me. I'm very rarely surprised these days with this show, but they surprised me in a good way.
Yeah. Okay, so our next contestant was Miss Paige MacKenzie, one of our country singers. And what did Paige sing?
She sang Hell on Wheels by Pistol Annies.
What are you going to do?
Again, new song. Haven't heard of this one. The thing about Paige, I thought she closed really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important for auditioning. Like, closing is like your final punctuation, right? Is it a period? Is it a question mark? Or is it an exclamation point?
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that she showed, and she sprinkled it. Didn't give us too much. She gave us a little grit.
Yes.
I call it a little dirty in her voice because she's from the dirty South in South Carolina, South Kakalaka. With her voice towards the end of the song or the back half of the song. I would say with her, there was a weird diction thing. Like, I felt like the words were a little bit, it was like a little bit of Tony Braxton, a little mumbly to me. And maybe that was the style of the song or the style of her style, period.
Mm-hmm.
I lost some of the words. And Stephanie and I have talked about this frequently, with songs we don't want to know, that's when our ears especially attune to the words of the song.
Right.
And are you emoting, what the song's talking about? And I lost a lot of the words with this. So I really, really am looking forward to hearing Paige sing other things. Because she's got a really good voice. I love the grit and the grime in her voice. And I love that. And I want more of that because I thought she did that really well and really respectfully. And I want to hear more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that she had a really nice country kind of rock combo tone. I heard the grit in her voice as well, especially in the second verse. I felt like the second verse is when she really kind of gained traction for me in this audition.
Yeah.
She's got a nice little alto voice, a lot of, and I don't know if it's just the song is on the lower side, but when she got up into her upper extension, that was really nice too. This is one of the occasions where I was actually glad that this was a blind audition for her, because I think that it might have hurt her if it was not blind, because there was not a lot in the way of performance for her.
Correct.
So I think that her coach is really going to help her be able to express herself with her body and her expressions on her face a little bit more than what was presented in this blind audition.
Yeah.
But like you said, she closed this audition really, really well. And I think that is what caused the person that is her coach to turn her chair, and there were actually two chair turns for Paige in the end. So yeah, ended well for her.
And being that there was only one female coach,
yes,
I think this was a huge pickup because this is Kelsey's lane, right?
Yes.
Kelsey is going to do wonders for the performance and the song choices and everything that Paige needs to be very successful in this competition.
Yes.
Great pickup for Chelsea. Kelsey, excuse me. I think it's going to be, Kelsey's really going to steer her in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, our next contestant was Mr. Conor James and gave us a little Aretha Franklin, y'all.
Yes.
I Say a Little Prayer for You, the remix, as I like to call it. Because
Absolutely.
did Connor remix this or what, Stephanie?
Oh my goodness.
I said, first of all, that was a magnificent, and I don't use that word too often. That was a magnificent opening to this audition.
Oh yes.
I just was like, okay, like Stephanie and I often say, like it doesn't happen too often, but sometimes openings will get us. Like just on the
Right.
opening alone, I would have been like pop,
Right.
and they did all pop pretty fast.
Yes, they
Well,
did.
some of them did. And you know when John pops quick, it's something to really tune your ears to.
Yes.
I said, you know what? I said, y'all singers, listen to the way Common phrases this song. He literally turned it almost into a new song just by the phrasing choices
Yes.
that he made. And
Yes.
I was like, I felt like I was listening to a brand new version of
Right.
a song that a lot of people, in fact, most people should know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know this song, you better know this song. Kind of one of Aretha's biggest.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, to me, because it was Aretha's like kind of low key. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
like it's kind of her jazzy. I said this was an incredible arrangement of
Mm-hmm.
this song, which I have
Mm-hmm.
a feeling Connor arranged it because when they got talking to him a little bit, like he was like, "Yeah, I play keys," blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And really thought Connor was extreme. This is one of those songs, in my opinion, because it's a classic. You have to be respectful of the artist and respectful of the melody of this song because this melody is so well known. I thought Connor gave respectful runs, which is very hard because you can go off on a song like this and like just start running all over the place. I just thought he was
Right.
very respectful. I said definitely a 4-chair turn. He's going to be really hard to beat. Because just his whole vibe, you all,
Yes.
like he brought a complete vibe to it.
Yes.
I'm just interested to see what, like, he's one of those people where every week I'm going to kind of be on the edge of my seat saying, what is he going to sing?
Absolutely.
Like, that's how excited I was about this. I said, what is he going to sing? And what is he going to bring? What type of originality of songs that we all know and love is he going to bring to it? Because he is a musician.
Yes, he
He is a
is.
musician vocalist, you all.
Yes.
I said, I could tell by the way he ornaments his voice and the ornaments and the liberties he takes with his runs and his riffs that he is a piano player.
Oh yeah.
There was just something that he always did harmonically that if you are a guitar player or a piano player, it's like your ear is attuned to like the entire chord progression, and I'm not going to get too technical with it, but I
Yeah.
can immediately
Yeah.
tell that he's an instrumentalist too. I I I just love, and I thought he had ridiculous stage presence, so it did not
Oh
surprise
yeah.
me. When he's like, yeah, I have a little musical theater background, and
Yes.
I'm like, there you go.
Yep.
And I said, my final comment, Connor, I said, I got my eye on you, Connor, because I'm not getting too excited yet because I have a feeling I'm gonna be losing my mind over you in this competition. So I'm gonna save it. It's very exciting to see a gentleman come with this much originality and this much just a whole vibe about him.
Oh yes.
I
Oh
love
yes.
everything about this young man. Everything about his artistry, his look, his singing,
Mm-hmm.
everything. And I need him playing those keys too because I have a feeling he could tear it up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So the first run, I was like, hallelujah. I was like, wait, this is not this kind of song. Like, wait. And this is not the package that and this is not the package of person that I would expect to be responding with hallelujah. Theater background for sure. I could hear that a little bit in his throat, but as he kept singing, I was like, but wait, but I hear this. But I hear this. But I hear this is one of the most unique and undefinable voices that I've heard this season. He's like a unicorn. I think somebody said that. One of the coaches said that because I was like, I can't put him in a box of what genre he is. And I love that. I love that. The diction of it all. I think you mentioned that, like the diction of how he said his phrases, the range of it all, the holleration of it all. There was points in the song that again is not like a Christian gospel song. There were parts that it felt like he was preaching what he was saying. There was one line in the song where it says, "I wonder what dress to wear now." And the way that he did that line, I was like,
Yeah. Mhm.
like what is happening? I believe that Adam said all of these things that I'm about to say that I could not concur with more. And I was like, "Oh, Adam, you really trying to win this dude over." He
Yeah.
said he said he was original. He said that he felt that he had a certain spirit about him, a spirit that was likened to others that he had coached and people that had won with Adam. And he said that Conor had limitless
He
potential.
named some voice heavy hitters, like
Yes,
people
and he's
who have gone on to win or come far on this show. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
and he said he had limitless potential. And that's when I was like, "Oh, you really want him." But that's not just lip service. I felt the same way. Like the potential of Conor is limitless, especially on a show like this. He could
Yeah.
really, really shine. So yeah.
He's one of those people where I'll be like, voice, don't you mess up, and like
Don't mess up.
give us a short version of him
Right.
in like the battles, because his battle is going to be crazy.
Right.
Because I'm feeling like he's one of those artists that whoever he's paired with, he's going to elevate. Because
Yes.
I'm feeling he's going to rearrange the song and make it just fire. Like, I just feel
Yes.
like he's that type of singer. You know,
Yes. Yes.
really, really, really excited about this young man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So who did he wind up? It's a 4-chair turn. So who did he wind up going
He
with?
was a 4-chair turn.
That was a battle.
It was a battle. Adam was the most compelling. He went with
He
Team
had
Adam.
to. He had to. Adam. His sales pitch was second to none.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, it was like, he's like, look, like, you just remind me of these incredible artists that I've seen, and I just feel like I kind of feel like Adam wasn't really flexing his muscle, but he was in an indirect way to say, hey, I have history on this show.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm an OG of this show.
Yes.
So I've seen, darn near 10 plus years of incredible singers come through, and you remind me of those incredible singers. Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. Okay. Our next is our leak that we did receive last Friday. Stephanie immediately texted me and was like, yo, the leak. And this is Miss Jessica Manalo from Las Vegas. And what did she sing, Stephanie?
She sang Unholy by Sam Smith.
And when I tell you, Stephanie, on Friday, before I even knew, I said, here come the Filipinos. I said, and then I love it. Her whole Be Real was about her being Filipino. And she said, I see Sophronia won it. She said, I'm going to carry on the torch.
That's right.
I loved her back. Let me tell you, and I will talk about her in our next contestant. Only because, and I'm not knocking my mom and dad, right? But there is something to say for a child who has to prove that this ain't no flash in the pan, right?
Right.
That I just want to be a singer and I'm an okay singer. I could tell by her mother's look that she still wasn't convinced. She had that.
No, she was convinced because she was there. That kind of mama would not be there. She would not be there.
Stephanie.
Okay, she's just a more stoic person, I believe. But no, her mama believes in her because her mama was there. And her mama, like, she didn't talk to her mother for how long? A long time. So trust and believe.
Okay.
Mama would not have been at the whole Voice if mama did not believe that this baby could sing.
Because mama looked like she was not playing.
Yeah, mama wasn't playing, but
never played.
Right? Mama was proud. Mama was proud.
Okay. So so you all, this is one of Stephanie and my favorite Sam Smith songs. Go back and watch Sam Smith's Unplugged, which is one of the greatest Unplugged.
Tiny Desk.
I'm sorry.
Tiny Desk.
Ooh. Freudian slip.
Yeah, well.
I just aged myself.
Yes, you did.
What? Sam Smith's Tiny Desk. Because the version of this song is insane. I said, Stephanie, what do you remember the conversation we had? I said, the goal. I said, how dare you, Jessica? I said, Jess, I said, this was our incredible. I said, the originality alone. I said, those doggone Filipinos are just incredible artists. And I said, Jessica, you disrespected this song in the best way.
Yes.
I said, because you are singing the alto harmony as if it were the lead melody of this song. And I don't know if I know Stephanie caught it, but the rest of you pitchies need to go back. If you know this song, you know. Da, 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 da. It's the melody, but no, she was singing the harmony. I said, I can't with you, Jessica. I really cannot. So I know Stephanie. Even before I talked to Stephanie about the song, I said, my first thought was Stephanie's losing her mind because Stephanie's an alto, right? She's losing her mind because of what this woman is doing melodically. I said it makes the song sound even more haunting than the song already is by her singing the harmony as the melody. I said I would have never thought to do it. I said it's a risk to take because this is a kind of a modern day, like a now hit song, right? A now classic, I would say. So a lot of people know this song, but it was an incredible risk to take. There were talky parts, kind of rappy parts that I thought she sang through beautifully. We often talked about, the Lizzo of it all.
Yeah.
How difficult it is to rap sing or talk sing through parts. I said the sky is the limit for you, young lady. I thought song choice. This was a fierce audition piece of a now song. I said, and I wrote song choice 3 times. I said, because Jessica, I need you to hear me closely. Song choice will get you to the end of this competition.
Absolutely.
That's why I hope they let you choose your songs, because I have a feeling, like Conor, you were going to pick songs and just totally remix them the way you did Holy. I said, listen to that range of this young lady.
Oh, yeah.
She had crazy range. And I just loved I love that she played the guitar with it. I loved everything about it. You can tell that Jessica, we've had singers over the seasons that we said are hoofers, like they're out there on pounding that pavement.
Right.
Really, really not struggling, but it's a hard living, you all. And
yeah.
She's out there. You can tell Jessica's out there just hustling.
Yes.
Hustling to get heard. And I'm glad she's got this. This is a perfect platform to her. Stephanie?
Yeah. Yeah. I love Jesus. And the Holy Spirit lives within me.
Of course you
But
do.
the minute this beat hits, I get so ratchet. Oh, I love...
2 years ago, right?
Oh, I love this song to my core. I actually had a good conversation with my husband a while ago when this song first came out. And he said that this was such a unique take on such a common theme, like the lyrically. You've never heard anybody lyrically state cheating this way. And it's so brilliant, along with the instrumentation of it all. It's the perfect song. It's the perfect song with the perfect artist singing it.
And it was written so beautifully because it was figuratively written and literally written.
Yeah.
That's what I think is so brilliant about the lyrics to this song and the story this song tells.
But I gets ratchet when this song comes on. Don't listen. You know how our church likes to kind of remix songs that are secular songs. They better not ever drop this beat, or I will be dancing unholy in church, because this song just takes me there. Side note, anyway, please put y'all headphones on when y'all listen to Jessica's rendition of this song.
Yeah.
At the ends of the lines, you will hear, and I had to look up what to appropriately call it because I've been looking for this terminology for a while. It's kind of like a Hindu kind of Indian cadence at the end, a Middle Eastern cadence at the ends of her lines, like that you do. It's kind of like shaky. And if you're not listening with your earbuds or with your headphones, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
If you're not listening with your headphones, it's going to sound off key. You're not going to be able to hear what's actually happening, and you're going to misjudge it for being off key. Listen to it with your headphones, and you can hear the wavering, like almost like a wavelength of melody that she is doing at the ends of these lines that are brilliant.
Yeah, listen to the song "Addictive" by Truth Hurts, right?
Okay. So let me just say this. That is the exact song, James, that I looked up on Wikipedia to see what to call that cadence. That is, this is why we do this podcast, y'all, because he is so in my head. That's exactly what I did.
An early 2000s bop that Stephanie and I like. If it comes on, it's over, right? It's an early 2000s bop. One hit wonder by the artist Truth Hurts. Listen to that song, and then you can get the context.
Featuring Rakim.
Yeah, return to my pages, okay?
Return to my pages.
Some of y'all young folks don't know about no pagers. Return to my pages.
Waiting for. That
gives some context into what Stephanie's talking about.
This whole thing was just a masterpiece. I do feel, however, that a lot of this, the chorus was at the upper extension of her range, but she sang it full throat, which was brilliant. Like the OEO part, like that was hitting right at the top. And I was like, you better get it, girl. You better get it, girl. All this alto, I feel like she's an alto. I felt just all the alto deliciousness. I just love the creativity of the arrangement. The band was happy when it went into that keep your business clean, and the drummer was hitting. I was like,
yeah, that's crazy.
It was a wonderful audition piece.
It was, and an audition piece I would have never thought to do. Right? I would have never thought to do, and then she just smacked it, flipped it, and rubbed it down.
Yep.
And the lyrics of BBD. Okay. So who did she only got 2 chair turns, right?
Yes, she did. Michael and Kelsey turned, and she ended up going with Team Kelsey.
Yeah, huge pickup for Kelsey.
Yes.
Huge pickup Kelsey. And this is where I'm going to hopefully get to see where Stephanie and I have a strong feeling that Kelsey knows her music. And I really think that Kelsey's going to have a good time with flexing her music knowledge with Jessica.
Yes.
So I can't wait. I can't wait to see how their collaboration goes.
Yes.
Okay. Our next contestant was by way of the Bayou,
yes.
Mr. Barry Jean Fontaine. I looked at him. I said, "There's a term, and Barry, if you watch this, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a term, folks that are from Louisiana, especially people of color that are from Louisiana, and I think your folks are Seventh Warders, and Barry, and you only know what that term is if you're from that area or if you spent some time down there in the Bayou. So I was like, he looks like Seventh Warder people. So anyway." He's from Baton Rouge, by way of Chicago.
Yes.
I love that's another one. Both of Barry's parents you can tell that they are lawyers, and they ain't just regular lawyers. You can tell that they are legal eagles.
Yes.
Barry's father did not crack. Like, did you see? Barry's dad, he didn't say anything, and his face did not change.
Right.
And Barry's like, you know what? I love his mother said it too. Like, we expected. It's like not. No, we encouraged Barry to be a lawyer. We expected Barry
Yes.
in the pedigree of both of his parents
Right.
and become a lawyer. You have Michelle and Barack as your parents, right?
Right.
So Barry's like, you know what? I went to law school. I can't. This music thing, I got to do it. So I was very excited to see what Barry was going to bring. And another monster song was chosen. It was what? Temptations? I wish it was rain.
Yes.
And I said, "Oh, okay." And because Stephanie knows this about me, I have a very close affinity to Motown. I don't want Motown. Motown melodies are some of the greatest melodies ever written in popular music. Okay, point blank, period. So I don't want you to deviate too far from the melody in Motown. And I said, what a sweet, sweet voice. I said, that's the only thing I could use to describe it. And Barry, I hope you don't get offended by that, by me calling your voice sweet, because it was sweet to me. I said, it takes a certain type of singer to be able to pull off Motown effectively, especially if you're not from that era or born into that era. I said, I hear rock, I hear country, I hear soul in that voice. I did feel like there were a few pitch issues. And as I always say with Motown, do not leave the melody too much, Barry. So just be careful with that. But I also hear a lot of power in his voice. And as I and Stephanie always say, Mr. Justin, who I know is a friend of the show, always watch for the one chair turns. Always watch for the one chair turns. They will come in, and next thing you know, they are in the finale.
That's right.
For the one chair turns. So I thought Barry gave a good audition. I want to hear more because I just don't know if I would. Another one, I don't know if I necessarily would have picked this song. Unless you sang it straight. So that's just me. My personal feeling, Barry, I think you're really good, really talented. I want to hear more, though. Stephanie.
I did not know this Temptation song. So
Really?
I was coming in with fresh ears. First thing I wrote is Mom is sharp. Mom is sharp. I said, yes, ma'am.
Mom's a partner.
Oh, Mom, yeah.
She looks like a partner, right?
That's right. Absolutely. Okay, so because I don't know this song like that, when it started out, I heard Baby by Brandy. Now go back and listen to the opening instrumentation and tell me that you don't hear, because it was like just like Baby from Brandy. So I said he had a really rich throwback sound.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting, but I was pleasantly surprised. I was very pleasantly surprised with his voice. I follow everybody that moves through on Instagram, and Barry and his band are very successful on IG. So that lets me know that they are very successful in the area that they play. I heard the Sam Cooke of it all, which Barry's coach referred to. I heard range. I cannot wait.
Other genres.
I could.
Okay.
But he just has he has a throwback vibe and a throwback sound. So I don't want him to go too contemporary, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
But it'll be interesting to see what his coach does. I think Barry is one of these people who this show is made for, because the raw product is just so good. There's just some polishing that needs to happen with the vocal, with the stage presence, and just the overall zhuzh of it all. And I think that the coach that turned is the perfect coach for Barry. So it really worked out well for him.
I agree. And that coach was...
That coach, it was Coach Bublé. Michael.
Yeah. So perfect coach for Gary, because I don't know if I know John does really well, but John to me is more modern R&B.
Mhm.
Like, well, John, that's what John Legend is, right? He's what R&B evolved into and
Right.
soul evolved into. So, there's someone that we're going to talk about who closed the show that is a perfect,
Right.
but yeah. So I think Michael, because to your point, Stephanie, he has that kind of throwback sound. I think Michael is going to accentuate, to bring out his really good attributes. Yeah,
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple more to go. We have Miss Tyler K. Very, very interesting take on a very popular song, Stephanie,
Girls just want to have fun.
by the Cindy Lauper.
Girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. Whoa, so they really want.
I said, what did I say? I said, like the 90s Lilith Fair take on Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And I like it because that's mine and Stephanie's generation. I said, what I really was listening for, and I got it, that I felt like Tyler's voice opened up on the bridge, right? Like, I was like, okay, there it is. Because I liked what she was doing stylistically. I thought it was a very cool take on a very well-known song. I said, and one thing I like about Tyler is that you cannot deny the passion that she sings with. Like, just there's so much passion. I said, but baby girl, open your eyes.
Because I was writing, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I was like, open your eyes, because we want to see that passion and live it. And the fact that you emoted passion with closing your eyes most of the audition, which I know probably had something to do with nerves, because she talked about how she suffers from anxiety and depression.
Yes.
That, which her story really touched me. I think that your coach is going to work with you on that, definitely. I said Tyler has her own lane in the show, and that proves very, very, very well for her. She can take what you give her. I have a feeling she'll take any song you give her, and she'll make it her own, and she will have a deep run in this competition, because anyone who has their own lane in this competition does pretty well.
Yes.
Does pretty well, especially with that kind of like folky, Lilith Fair, Sarah McLachlan, Tori Amos, like that kind of sound, right?
Right.
So I think Tyler can definitely, if another song choice situation where she does more of what she does, people are going to love that. People often do. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
When she first started, I was like, well, that's a really nice pop vocal. As it continued, I was like, oh, wait, do I hear holleration? I think I hear some holleration. And then by the mid to end, when her voice did, and that's funny, I wrote that, let that voice soar. I was like, Sam, you better sing, because you could hear, like you were saying, the urgency, the emotion of it. There was some come on choice moments within that song where I was like, oh, you got an ear as well to be able to hear a different melodic take on this song. I felt like this audition was imperfect but gorgeous. That's what I wrote down. Like it was stunning in some places. The way it felt very brave. And I use that word on purpose because I cannot imagine how someone who actively deals with anxiety approaches a blind audition like this, and the fear of not having a chair turn. I felt like there was an abandon at some point of like, I'm just going to give my best. I'm going to give my all and let the chips fall where they may. and they fell in a very cool way.
Yeah, it was it was not something I expected. I never expect this type of voice and these types of arrangements, but when I do, I'm like, variety. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what I think, because, people can get caught up in, or shows like this can get caught up in the typical so-and-so, typical R&B singer, typical country singer, typical rock star, typical, but no, I think the Tyler K is not she's atypical in the best way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. So who did Tyler go with?
So she didn't have a choice because Adam and Kelsey turned, but Adam blocked Kelsey. So she is on team Adam.
Yes. Because I have a feeling that she was going to pick Kelsey.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Our final contestant of the evening, Mr. BD.
Yep.
BD the second. I love the play on his name.
Yeah.
I love the punctuation of it all. I love the way it even looks. You could tell he really worked on that. Like, he's
right.
like, I want to be a complete artist. Like, I don't even make my name look like art.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
And he said, no, 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 no. Like he's saying, adorn.
Yes.
Hey, my baby. Same way that my whole world's in your eyes. Ooh, and it's time now. Let my love adorn you.
Love this song. Love this song.
Yes.
And that who sang Adorn original? Oh gosh.
Miguel.
I'm sorry. I was thinking, who was I thinking of? I don't know who I was thinking of. Miguel. This was the one I'll never forget. Do you remember the Grammys where Miguel sang like the opening to this and Kelly Clarkson was like hosting or something?
Yes.
And she said, I don't know what I just heard, but I need to work with you.
Yes.
I'll never forget that. Kelly was like, I gotta work with you.
Yes.
Because this song is just fire, y'all.
Yeah, it is.
It's just R&B, mid 2000s, just fire, or late 2010s fire.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're giving me a stone. You're giving me a poker face, and I like. Okay, let me just say it, and then we can discuss.
I'm giving you. I need more of this coffee that's in my cup.
Okay,
that's what I'm giving you.
No doubt, BD can sing. No doubt, he has presence. But this was just okay for me.
Okay.
I said, and I loved it. I loved it because it was almost as if I was like, John Legend, get out of my head. Because this is what I wrote down before John said what he said. I said, he's got a lot of singers that have come before him in previous seasons that I don't know if BD would have gotten through.
Okay.
Because they were so ridiculous. And let me stop right there. So then when I'm gonna fast forward, when he was a 4-chair turn.
Yes.
When the pitch went out, I was immediately zoned in because I was like, obviously he's R&B. I know obviously who he's probably gonna pick.
Right.
But when John Legend gave his pitch, and the fact that John brought up who, Stephanie?
Mac Rolls.
Mac Rolls. Who kind of the son, like to me, BD, no offense, but I just felt like it, not that I pushed you at a disadvantage, but it's like you're going to be compared. Our brains automatically go to because of the type of song you sang and the whole vibe you give. Like it's automatically going to go to previous contestants who gave the same vibe and who sang this type of songs. So I say this: it wasn't the vocal for me. It was. I just felt like his performance was a little too laid back.
Yes.
It was too chill.
Yes.
Like almost like he's sitting like in a lounge, right? And somebody tosses him the mic, and he's like, like singing his face off, but giving me just so chill, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted a little bit more for an initial audition. I get it, BD. That's your vibe. And I think that's fantastic. But for me, personally, I wanted a little bit more energy.
Right.
Which I think would add to the exciting parts of your vocal, because there were some wonderful runs that he did.
Yes.
But I think the energy was a little lacking for me, so I need more. No doubt BD can sing, and BD can sing his face off. But in my opinion, to put him in the same realm of a Jamar and a Mac and all of those titans, in my opinion, that have come
D Smooth,
like all of those titans of R&B singing that have come through. I love John Legend's pitch, and John Legend's pitch was exactly what I was thinking, Stephanie.
Yeah, when in his B-roll it said that he sang in church, I was like, okay.
Right.
When I hear you check, and then I have an expectation. I think that BD has a very powerful instrument. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. What I gathered from his B-reel is that he's more of a behind the scenes guy. He's been doing more producing and more writing for other folks. Mm-hmm. And this might be, performing isn't new, but I think performing at this scale.
I hear you.
And the amount of solo performing of his own stuff that he's done has been lacking, because he's been working with other people and producing and writing for other people. I feel like this is now his time to shine. And that's what I felt about the overall performance of it all. I don't want to say, is it a lack of energy? Was it a little nervousness? I'm not sure.
I'm looking for more enthusiasm. I don't know, Stephanie.
Yeah, I don't know either, because
that's his vibe, right? I get that's his vibe.
I get that's his vibe, but I think that there is a way of because let's be clear, Mac wasn't demonstrative. Mac was not a demonstrative performer like Divighn, like our first artist, right? Or like a Steve, somebody like that.
Sure.
The energy is different. However, Mac Royals is a very great comparison because their energy is the same, but there's a vibe, there's a confidence, there's an aura that Mac had that he was able to translate, that I believe BD is going to be able to translate in the upcoming rounds. Was the vocal there? Yeah, it was. So this is why I love and hate.
We're being harder on Mac. I'm sorry, on BD. We're being harder because, to Stephanie's point, the vocal was fire.
The vocal is there. And this is why I have a love-hate relationship with blind auditions, because the anxiety of the turn chair in and of itself, for some people, does not allow us at first glance to see their very best. When we see their very best is later on down. Battles is even a crapshoot, if you will, because they're partnering with somebody else. You really have to make it to the battles for us to really, really, really get a good gauge on who. Knockouts. I'm sorry. Yeah. Knockouts is when we really get to see these artists for who they truly are. So I'm looking forward to seeing BD in further rounds. I think that he is wonderfully gifted. I can't wait to hear what the songs that John gives him and the advice that he gives him as far as performance, because John Legend is very much in that same realm as well. John Legend is not a demonstrative performer, but he's smooth, he's got energy, he's got vibe, and he's going to impart all of that into BD.
Here's why BD is going to go far in this competition. John Legend got very specific and said, stick with me, and I'm going to give you all the best songs to sing that are going to accentuate
He was like,
he said, stick with me.
no, he was like, I know our music. And I thought that was very presumptuous, but not so much, and very on point. Like, he was like, I know our music.
Let's just say, y'all, because we've seen it happen in previous rounds, John Legend can pick up a phone and make a phone call.
He can.
As he did to Miss Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
He can pick up the phone and make a phone call and ask for songs that don't normally get sung on this show.
Right.
And I have a feeling he's going to do that with BD. So watch out, competition.
Watch out.
When John Legend takes a special interest,
yeah,
it's going to be scary.
Yes.
It's going to be scary. So that's why I see big things for this young man. I was going to say, Mac, especially, like Mac always like had that quiet, I call it the quiet storm or quiet fire vibe. And even though Mac always like wore the dark sunglasses, you couldn't see his eyes that often, there was still a fire under him, behind him, like it emoted and it came through the TV. I just don't feel like that fire translated through the TV yet with BD. I feel like it's there, but that's what I need to see. I need to see that fire translate through the TV.
It will.
Yeah. Oh, it will.
It will.
Because I have a feeling Stephanie is going to be fainting because there are going to be some songs that this young man sings that Stephanie's going to be like, don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. There's going to be some late 90s, early 2000s R&B that this man is going to bring, and it's going to be crazy.
I'm waiting.
All right. So that was our take on this week. And I agree, Stephanie, this was a really, really, really good week in blinds. In fact, I think pound for pound, this has been, in my opinion, one of the best blinds in a few seasons that I've seen. Where
it was a good show.
Like, okay, we're like, oh, this is going to be a great show. Like, the shows have been magnificent, but we've kind of had to work our way up to it. I feel like we're coming on strong with this blinds.
I would agree.
Stephanie, tell them what they need to hear.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. And while you're there, please rate and review the show. Also, we are on YouTube. Check us out. Search for the Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new video. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Pitchy Podcast. We are also on Blue Sky. Blue Sky is a new social media platform in the way of Twitter, but it's blue sky. It's bluer skies over there. So search for the Pitchy Podcast over there as well. And again, we are on Patreon. So much content throughout the week. Watch with me's, bonus content. You get the content that the main feed gets on Wednesday. You get it a day early. $5 per month. We hope that it's worth it.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye-bye.